And they've got a bunch where the older boys sit at the table with the younger boys and kind of whip them into shape and everything else. And so I don't know if they'll catch me because just doing Zoom calls for 20, 30 grades. I can't take care of one much less.
Everybody's ready for it to go away.
Is this year better for you?
It's harder.
So she has to monitor up.
Yeah.
That's why it's last year. So all four of her kids are home. And just
All right, that's good.
Howdy, Ags. Welcome to Monday Lunch. It's November 23rd. It's a great Monday. Hopefully a start to a great week for Thanksgiving. Today's program is going to be our annual report from the executive director. If you all would join me in the invocation and the pledge, please stand, and I will lead you all. With me. Your Heavenly Father, it's now pause to thank you for all the many blessings in our life, especially this week of Thanksgiving. We've got so many things to be thankful for, despite the challenges that we have in our day-to-day lives and all across the country. Thank you very much for our ability to meet and fellowship here at Aggie Park and to do all the great things as Aggies do for fellow Aggies in the future generations. Bless this food, the nourishment of our body, and thus to thy name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we've got the Texas pledge. I'll lead it here. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. You may be seated. Well, thanks, and again, welcome to Aggie Park. Thanks to the folks that may be joining us virtually. It's good to see you as well, although I can't see you back to back. We have a few folks gathering here. It's good to be with you. Do we have any guests here with us today? Any new members or guests? Okay, everyone looks pretty familiar, so I'll just move along. Okay, here's a quick update on the Aggie Park Capital Campaign. Currently, total raised and reserved at this point in time is almost 1.2 million. The exact number is $1,194,873. Now that represents donations received 1,050 from last week, and with a matching donation from the Mays Family Foundation, that is $2,100 more than I briefed you last week. So it's inching up. We're almost at 1.2. Remember, everyone out there, our goal is 1.6. If you can find it, if you find that you have the means to contribute, especially at the year end, donations are needed, still needed, urgently needed. Okay, so again, the way that goes is we have $202,000 more that'll be matched by the Mays Foundation, and then that will equal our $1.6 million goal. Okay, well look, we still have some fundraisers that I want to highlight to everyone, especially those folks that are out there on the internet and you're watching this YouTube stream live. We've got a raffle ticket opportunity for you, and the primary prize is a $5,000 cash prize. So what we're doing is we're selling 300 of these raffle tickets for $100 each, and one winner will receive a $5,000 prize. We've got two other prizes. One is a trophy black buck hunt, and that value is $5,000 as well. That is donated by Becky and David Holmes. Lodging and accommodations will be made available with that trip. It's a very be a trip of a lifetime, I'm sure, and so consider that. Finally, we have a donated Winchester SX4 12-gauge shotgun donated by the National Shooting Complex. Again, if you're online and you want to donate and try to win this, please go to our website. You'll see a link to click on that. You can buy your tickets and put yourself in a drawing. Okay, another exciting fundraiser and opportunity is a nilgai hunt down at the East Foundation down in South Texas. So that's it's a ranch near Port Mansfield, Texas. 28,000 acres, 3 nights, 2.5 days of hunt, 3 daily meals. You get to take 1 bull nilgai. I can tell you that the winner last year thought it really was a trip of a lifetime. Great hunt, great opportunity. Again, this is a fundraiser for the Aggie Park. Please go to the website and buy 4 or 5, 6 or 7. You can get these tickets away for the holidays as a gift. It'll be great. So we need your support for that. I hope you'll consider that. Okay. Fiesta Medals. We still have 2020 Fiesta Medals for sale. I've mentioned this many, many times. They're $10. You can go to our website, buy that. If you want to have them mailed to you, it's an extra $5. Small fee. And again, it's one of our fundraisers. Mark, do you know how many approximately we have left?
Oh, at least a few hundred, 200
A few
at
hundred.
least.
So we've got a long way to go. We'll keep selling these as we move forward. But again, if you know anyone that's in the Parsons Mounted Cavalry, this is the perfect gift because this medal features the Parsons Mounted Cavalry, and it's really a great design. And you might buy some in advance and keep them for a future. Okay, Sunday with Santa. Normally we do that the first Saturday in December. Unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel that this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic concerns. So, again, I do want to highlight that the kids, if the kids would like to send in a letter with their wish list of toys to Santa, the elves and the San Antonio A&M Club will be sure it's delivered to Santa all in time for Christmas. And you can do that. Also, the Aggie Christmas coloring pages are available for download at www.aggiepark.com. You can click on those event pages. You can get more information on those events as you move forward. We have scheduled the annual Christmas party currently, 17 December. Normally we have dinner, drinks, dancing, and door prizes. That is going to be to be determined based upon the COVID-19 and the risk assessment we make for the club. Unfortunately, the numbers are going north. The last I saw, I think Saturday, the moving average was 360 something cases a day for the last 7-day rolling average. I think we're at 466 now. So that's not good. Okay, a couple more slides and I'll turn it over to Mark. Hey, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate our new board members for the year 2021. So as we outlined last week, all of our executive directors are ramping up and or were unopposed for membership. And I want to announce those again now. Our president next year will be Logan Richter, class of 05. Congratulations, Logan. He's here today. Fantastic. Our vice president ramping up from treasurer will be Reagan Freiling, class of 93. Way to go, Reagan. From secretary to treasurer, Becky Holmes, class of 82. And one of our third-year directors, long-time member here, Don Priest, is class of 83, will be moving to the executive board, and he will serve as your club secretary. Great, Don. Okay, we had a vote. There were 2 candidates for third year. They were actually both third-year directors last year who had served for 2 years. And your winner is Doug Bach, class of 84. And so I want to give him a round of applause. Unfortunately, we only had 1 slot available for the third year. Dustin Timberman was the other candidate, and we're looking at alternate ways in which we can put his expertise, his motivation, and his service to Aggie Park to use. And the first-year directors coming on to the board for a 3-year stint. I want to announce Chris Clemens, class of 79. Congratulations, Chris. Justin Scantlin, class of 13, who served as our young Aggie coordinator last year, will move up. Congratulations to Justin. And Dean Williams, class of 77. Congratulations, Dean. All right, so what a audit. Okay, so there's a slide that shows you the entire slate, and I can tell you we've got a lot of talent on this board. It's a fantastic board. and it will take Aggie Park forward in the next year. Okay. That concludes my slides. Any questions for me before I turn it over to Mark for his executive director's annual report? Okay, Mark, floor is yours.
All right.
Well, howdy. I gotta say, I got a lot of energy that I don't normally have on Monday mornings. My wife and I just celebrated our 4th anniversary, and we got to spend a couple days away from the kids. So that was very refreshing. Yeah, she said she'll keep me around for another year. She'll tell me again next year. Things will last. My annual report this year, I've got more to cover. I'm going to go through it as efficiently as possible. There's a lot of different topics, different events, and feel free to raise your hand, stop me at any point if you've got a question, but I will leave time at the end for Q&A as well. So first topic I want to go over a little bit is COVID-19. It has been a challenging year. Very interesting year. What can I say? It's just been adjustment after adjustment, learning and keeping up with what's been happening. I remember back in May, after we hadn't had a surge come through San Antonio, that things started opening back up and we started feeling pretty good again. And June, we had a lot more rental bookings come through, and then June's when the surge hit at the same time and it shut back down. So it's been quite a year, and I'll touch on COVID and how it's affected the events throughout this presentation as well. But I will say I am very glad. I think I can speak for our board and our members that we're very glad to have Bill Hill's leadership as president this year through all this. His expertise has helped out greatly. So some of the events that were canceled, we of course canceled Monday lunches in person, and thanks to Logan for the idea of the virtual Monday lunches, we picked those back up, and we at least had some meetings and updates posted on our website. But Feed the Band, that was canceled with Fiesta, Aggie happy hours, steak and game nights, SEC tailgates, game watch parties. They've been officially canceled, even though there is a football season. Some Aggies I know are meeting unofficially, but of course, with COVID, the shutdowns, bars have been hit the hardest, and they've had the most restrictions placed on them for reopening. And then our football game bus as well, that was canceled, and Sunday was Santa. So again, a lot of things on our calendar did not take place, and then we made some major adjustments to others. One positive that came out of this year with the COVID-19 was the help and support from our federal and local governments. So we were able to apply for the PPP funds from the CARES Act. Fortunately, I was able to get that in the first round. I know banks were slammed with applications, but we did receive $28,000 in total. So that helped a lot. And honestly, I would say I think that made a huge difference in helping carry us through this year to get us to the point where we are now. Castle Hills Recovery Grant, got to put in another plug for Bill. I called him one day and I told him how incredibly unhappy I was when San Antonio came out with a grant fund and it didn't include the Castle Hills, Chavano Park, some of these other small cities. But thanks to Bill Hill, he was able to help Castle Hills with a program Chavano Park implemented that allowed us to get some recovery funds, some grant funds as well, COVID-19 relief. So that was $4,500 there. And then we did receive a $1,000 donation from a generous club member that wanted it to go to COVID support and operation support as well. So in total, $33,500 is what we have received to date for COVID relief. So again, a lot of great help. It was unexpected, but has helped us carry us to get through this year to where we are now. Moving on to club events and fundraisers. I mentioned Monday lunches. I'll put another plug in for our YouTube channel. I don't know how long ago the YouTube channel was started, but it was never really quite utilized like it is now. So the Monday lunches, muster was added online, coaches night, but you can watch our events now live right now, like viewers at home are watching our Monday lunches, and you can watch it from any device. You can watch it on your smart TV, your mobile phone, your tablet, computer. So it's really great, and we have said moving forward that we will continue to have the Monday lunches in person as well as live stream at home. So I think that's great, and for club members, anybody who misses the Monday lunch will have an opportunity to see who some of these great speakers are. And our first event of the year, lifetime members reception. You know, when I look back over 2020 so far and what we had done, it's been a long year. April and May felt like, well, really it was March and April felt like they lasted very, very long time, and then things just picked up. But it's been a long year, and we did have a lifetime members reception this year at the beginning of the year. So there you can see the group of lifetime members that came out. I believe we had about 15. Yes, that's Dave, Ardiana, and the picture. I don't know if there's anybody else here.
The one on the right or the left?
Dave's in the middle there. So, but lifetime member reception took place before shutdown. And then muster. So Andrea Abbott was our speaker. Again, another adjustment that we made pretty quick. We're very thankful for Clint Habe and Story Keeping for helping us put together a recording of the event here at Aggie Park, piecing all the recordings together, because we had one of our board members, Clayton Wagner, who recorded the muster tradition. I believe he was in Louisiana. So Clinton took all these videos and put together a really nice muster ceremony online for us. Thank you to Logan, this year's Vice President and Muster Chair. And you can't see it behind the screen right now. You've probably seen when we've had it up in this, seen that picture. He also helped us with a new Block ATM logo on the wall. And I'll say it looks great. Personally, it matches the dimensions that it's supposed to, but new, fresh look. The other one was starting to fall apart on us. So again, thank you, Logan, for that event and helping with that Block ATM logo. And we had 1,164 views. That was back at the end of April when I checked. There's probably been some more of the people that have gone back and watched at this point. But we were showing the event on our own website. It was also available on the YouTube channel. And then the Aggie Network had our event through their website as well. So we had a lot of viewership. I don't know if we've ever had more than 1,100 people here at muster here at Aggie Park, indoor, outdoor. It's been around for a long time, but what could possibly be the most views. We've had even virtual attendance for our muster ceremony. So that turned out great. We made a really nice adjustment for that event. And then one event that we added in this year, Aggie Park Boot Run. So I gotta be honest, I was not familiar with this tradition, but Genesis Hatton, class of 21, she's actually the daughter of Laura Hatton, one of the former Aggie Moms presidents. She reached out and asked if, she was in town, she reached out and asked if they could do a boot run here at Aggie Park. So I'll read here. Each year during the week of final review, the class of rising seniors in each outfit conduct a run on campus wearing their newly earned senior boots before showing them off during the second pass of final review. So again, lots of adjustments and changes here for our club. A lot of changes and adjustments at Texas A&M for the students. Unfortunately, for a lot of students, they didn't get to share in some of the traditions or participate in some of the traditions that they normally would have. So I was really glad that we were able to coordinate this event Hat off to Genesis for putting this together with the other cadets. And you can see on the screen, there's a picture of Alden on the right side when they're running in. We mapped out a route. It's supposed to be, I think, a 3-mile route. I don't know if they actually completed the whole thing, but they ran a route up San Antonio High School and back, and you can see their bill with all the cadets. So it was a really nice morning. So parents came out and watched, but that was something that we were able to help with this year. A lot of people, we posted on our website, put in Yamo Aggie. A lot of people still aren't familiar. We were able to do something like that for some local Aggies.
Did you run, Bill?
No, I did not. But I applaud. You have a tape.
I haven't run since I retired from the Army
Yeah.
7 years ago.
So next up, I've got our Aggie Golf Classic. This event was actually postponed. It was supposed to happen at the end of March, and we surveyed all the participants and asked if they actually wanted to keep the date that we had scheduled or postpone, and the majority was postponed, which actually turned out really well. So there's some pictures of some golfers there. The event was at Canyon Springs again this year, and it turned out to be the biggest golf tournament we've ever had. The max number of golfers you can have on the course is 144. That's 2 teams of 4 on each hole to start out, a shotgun start. And it was the most successful golf tournament we've ever had. So it worked out great that we were able to postpone the event and make it happen. And we all had a really great time. The picture there on the bottom is a couple of golfers from Texas A&M San Antonio that came out for what we call collegiate competition. You had to pay money if you wanted to have them hit your golf ball for you, get it closer to the pin. So again, a great event, and big thank you to our sponsors. So Anne Marie's helped out and donated box lunches this year, which was great. We had box lunches and then really great barbecue from Canyon Springs. Gillette donated a new activity called Hit the Longhorn. We were looking for ways to raise extra money at this event, and through discussion came up with, let's get a metal cutout of a longhorn and put it on the driving range. You got to pay money to try and hit the longhorn with a golf ball. Unfortunately, we were not able to have that activity because of the weather from the day before. The driving range was just too wet, but we do have it for next year. It's great. Gillette donated the cutouts. They are stand 3 or 4 feet high, some metal cutouts of longhorns that we'll put on the golf course on the driving range next year and raise some money doing that. So Anne Marie's, Gillette, JW Marriott again for donating the hotel stay that we used for the raffle. And then of course it was Aggie 100 for Kids buying groups for San Antonio Livestock Exposition was our main event sponsor. That was actually Deborah Lowry, who stepped up this year and helped us with that event sponsorship with $5,000. So that helped greatly. Again, overall, couldn't ask for a better day. Everything ran so smoothly. It was great to get together again with so many Aggies and sharing that camaraderie after having been, say, locked up for so long and stay at home. So overall, very successful golf tournament. And this actually came before the golf tournament, but the Aggie Park Barbecue, we renamed it this year. It wasn't Aggie Family Barbecue. Of course, we couldn't meet in person, but Aggie Park Barbecue fundraiser, as you know from earlier this year, we gave some updates, but it went great. A big thank you to all of the volunteers. The Aggie Women's Club, you can see a couple pictures up there. They made all of the potato salad. And that week leading up to the event, when we talked about this, we thought we might have 200 to 300 plates sold. And the event happened on Saturday. I think it was Wednesday when the numbers just started skyrocketing. There's a picture of the line of cars. We did pickup here, drive-through pickup, and then we delivered plates to first responders. see, thank you to Logan and Joe, and to Dean, Jim, and Kevin there, all of our cooks. They had quite the task this year, making all that food. And there's a picture there with Becky and some first responders delivery at University Hospital, and Bill dropping off to Castle Hills Police Department. We delivered a lot of first responder donated plates. And so the delivery to first responders were shown, it was 400, 200 to University Hospital and 200 to various police and fire departments around town. Pick up at Aggie Park, 400, it was closer, I think, to 400. We had down 497 plates ready. So there was 897 plates of barbecue made here on Saturday. 225 pounds of potato salad, 768 pounds of chicken, and 140 pounds of sausage. And overall, a very successful fundraiser, $9,538, what we earned. Again, a great event, a great time to have people back here at Aggie Park to see each other. And a huge thank you to all the volunteers. It was quite a day. It was a very long day, but it overall went very smoothly with the coordination of these deliveries. And it was because of how many people we had here helping out. Moving on to Coaches Night. So huge adjustment on that event. So I think that viewership number might be a little high, but overall, we worked and planned to make a virtual Coaches Night happen, and there was a lot of discussion how that was going to take place. Things like, when Coach was going to be able to record. He has an incredibly busy schedule, him having to deal with all the adjustments that he has to make for football. We're grateful we were able to get a video from him this year. Overall, it was about a 30-minute virtual Coaches Night that was all pre-recorded, and it premiered on YouTube and our website. And we had an online auction, and then we asked for donations. So overall, $6,247 raised. Say it's better than nothing. We weren't sure if we're going to have an opportunity to have a Coaches Night at all. So we're glad we were able to make something of Coaches Night this year. And a reminder, this event typically makes us the last 2 years it's averaged $100,000. So major fundraiser, not being able to have that. It's a great night to get together right before Aggie football season and enjoy each other's company. And then our latest fundraiser event, Sporting Clays Tournament. See some pictures of participants there. Got it was the third place team on my left, and then first place team, the Brian Stuckey squad. He sponsors the event. Him and his friends sponsor the event every year and get first place almost every year as well. They're pretty good at what they do. So Sporting Clays Tournament, that raised $2,681 this year. A big difference why it dropped is we typically have a raffle, really nice raffle that goes along with the event. This year, we actually pulled the raffle out to separate it from Sporting Clays Tournament. That's the one Bill mentioned earlier, the grand prize raffle. That's $100 a ticket. If we sell all 300, we will make $25,000. So the raffle last year for the Sporting Clays made $3,000. It's made $3,000 to $5,000. So that's a big difference in why you see a drop in the Sporting Clays Tournament fundraisers. We expect to get that revenue, just not from raffle revenue, just not from the Sporting Clays Tournament directly. So if you haven't bought a ticket, a great opportunity for some really great prizes. That $5,000 trophy black buck hunt, $5,000 cash prize, or shotgun. We're still selling those tickets, and our plan is to draw for a winner in January. And as Bill mentioned, Club Christmas Party, to be determined. That is the event, last event of the year where we come together, celebrate here at Aggie Park right before the holidays, and recognize the outgoing board members, committee members, and incoming board members. So we'll continue to figure out a way to still make that happen, even if we don't have a Christmas party here at Aggie Park, just for everybody's safety. So in total, the fundraiser summary, $57,613 was the net income from fundraisers this year. In past years, the number's been easily $100,000. So again, you'd see how COVID has affected our fundraising this year. Any questions at this point, or I'll move on to membership? Any questions about any events? All right. So membership this year, overall, has been looking pretty good. Got a little cut off at the bottom there. So this is through October 31st, and I'll say all the numbers that are going to be presented today are through October 31st. So as of October 31st, 889 total members. That includes lifetime members. And to give you some perspective on the membership revenue, what I can do, I can easily track membership revenue going back for 12 months. So $36,150 is what the membership revenue was since last October 31st. And then for this year, just 2020, total donations that come along with memberships, $10,250. Those are the donations that come with the maroon, silver, and gold level memberships. So that has helped out greatly since that was implemented and 7-8 years ago now. So we've had that for a while, but it has helped with our fundraising. Aggie Park Rentals. I put up some pictures of events. Of course, we didn't have as many rentals, but you can see what the hall looked like for I can't recall if this was a wedding reception or a quinceañera or Sweet 16 even. But we have had some events. I just like to show the members, what kind of events come in here, what the customers do to decorate the hall. And then these pictures are actually from this Saturday. We had a club member rent Aggie Park for their wedding reception, and they had the ceremony outside and then the reception inside here. They were very grateful that we were able to help them with the event. Again, a lot of COVID has affected a lot of things, a lot of people's personal lives and the timing of things like weddings. So we're glad that we were able to get them in and help them out, and still continue to have some rental events come in now. We have a lot of business events that come in here, corporate events. Those have pretty much all stopped. Businesses are not looking to take on liability right now with their employees for any meetings. Everything is being done online. But we are getting some events, family events, birthday parties, anniversaries, as you can see, wedding reception. So we're glad we're able to help those people out, and most importantly, help them out very safely with all the rules and guidelines that we have in place. And then to show you the financial impact of rentals this year, the last few years we've been hovering right about $150,000 in rentals. This year, $62,750. So we did plan on being closed this year for construction. Going back to the end of last year, we made plans to get to construction, make it all happen. So, we had budgeted to not bring in as much rental revenue. Without construction, I think maybe we've made a little bit more money in rentals, even with COVID shutting us down. So anyway, you can see what the perspective is there. In 2011, we made $75,000 in rental revenue. So we're not far off from where we used to be with rentals. Again, it's been a tough year, but we're making the most of it. And Mary's been doing a great job to help. We're adjusting as we can. We're fortunate. The Park Church, who's been a great customer of ours, met on Wednesday nights. They're actually meeting here on Sundays now. And so we're looking to continue that into next year. Okay.
Mark, does that break it down by the month?
We have a breakdown in the office by the month. This is just on the annual basis.
Roughly, How much before COVID?
Oh, that's a good question. Typically, we don't bring in a lot of rental revenue in the early part of the year. I would say the rental revenue that we've received this year has been in the last half. So again, the rental every Sunday from the church, and actually we're fortunate because they're finished with their event by noon or 1 o'clock. So that leaves us open for rentals for Sunday evenings. So, but those have helped. People are looking there. I will tell you, there are people that are looking to have events right now. They've postponed events and they're wanting to get together. And we actually now have a great track record of hosting events. There've been a couple of memorial services have been very small, but overall the events have gone very, very smoothly here. So, I'm very proud we're able to do that. And if you know of anybody who's looking for a place to rent at this time, we'll sit down with them, go over the rules and guidelines to make sure they know how to have a safe event, but we're willing to help them out. We can operate 75% capacity right now. Tim, you had a question?
What was the reason for such a big jump in 2017?
Oh, I think it's just the work from the years before. Mary's helped out a lot. We also, this does include the rental of the caretaker's house, which started being rented in 2017. So that's just under $12,000 a year. So, we'd still be at what, 138. It's still a big jump, but that's also included in that number, the rental of the caretaker's house. But I would just say, we have very small marketing budget for rentals. To me, the rentals that we're getting is from just the exposure. Customers are coming in, they're having a great time, and the word is being spread. They can come here to Aggie Park and have a good event. So, and then moving into cash flow to show you how this year has affected us financially, a different perspective. So we started the year about $46,000 in the operating account. As of the end of October, there was $51,000 in the operating account. So we still have a positive there. And then this chart here, where you can see the drop again, November, December, that's us looking at little income coming in the rest of the year. With what we have on our calendar and what we're working on right now, this is a possibility for the end of the year. And this is where we could use your help, especially with the sell of the raffle tickets. If we do sell out of the grand prize raffle tickets, that's $25,000 raised. The Neil Guy Hunt raffle tickets, that's $6,000 if we sell out of those. And we're still selling Fiesta Medals as well. And then we have memberships coming in and more rentals. And I'll add to rentals. There's a lot of rentals that we're getting that they're calling and they're wanting to book something very soon. There's a lot of times you'll get rental customers calling and they want to book an event for 6 months down the road or 12 months down the road. But we're getting a lot of events that are wanting to be booked within a couple of weeks. So that's positive. In fact, there was an event that was booked just this morning for, was it a week from now? Or
December 14th.
Or December 4th. Okay, so just a few weeks away. So we still have, we're still operating, fighting through everything, and we've been able to maintain cash flow this year. So for the San Antonio A&M Club financial summary, we set a budget. Again, this was with the planned shutdown. We were going to make adjustments. Monday lunch was going to be off-site. Muster was going to be at Antonian High School. We set a budget for the club for $20,029. As of the end of October, we're just over $21,000. So we're showing a surplus. And I can tell you that surplus is going to stay because November and December are our biggest months for membership revenue. And the club, the main activities in the club, it's membership dues, our Monday lunches, and Alamo Aggie. The Young Aggies are in there, but there's not a big financial impact on the Young Aggie activities. So overall, the club's doing well. Membership dues are doing well. I can tell you from what I've seen the beginning of November so far, it was a really good start. And again, December is typically our biggest month for membership dues. So this surplus could potentially grow to $10,000 by the end of December. And then moving on to the foundation. So I don't want to complicate things here too much, but overall, the net income, if you look at our profit and loss statement for this year in 2020, all of the income, it doesn't matter what it is, all the income that we've received and all the expenses. So all the income, I would say that's all our donations, capital campaign donations, restricted donations that are not used for operations. And then expenses, that includes repairs, maintenance, improvements expenses, and scholarship expenses. So overall, almost $359,000 if you were just to look at that financial statement without the adjustments that we make to figure out what's going to our scholarships. And so we went over the club net income, but the foundation net income, to break it down for what we will call our operating funds, what we use for scholarships, we're right at $2,400 at the end of October. So that's the number. When we look at it at the end of the year, we want that number to be $96,000. But you see how we've been affected by COVID with our fundraising. I mean, overall, financial health is good. We've raised a lot of money for the capital campaign, which is a huge part of this. But yes, operating funds for scholarships, $2,400. Our budget this year was just at $15,000. Again, that's for the planned shutdown of Aggie Park, where we expected to lose rental revenue, so much rental revenue, which we did. But I will add the $15,000, that actually did include a coaches night event. So to me, that $15,000 is conservative. If you think if we could have had a coaches night and made $100,000 somehow with COVID, you know, you add $100,000 on that 2,400, and you know, after what happened with rentals, it'd be a really good year. We would have hit our goal. But we had done some planning. Well, I'll get into scholarships a little bit more, just to show you what that outlook is. But we had planned on 2020 with the shutdown of Aggie Park, how we were going to have scholarships for the next class of students. So before I get into scholarships, because I do want to end on that, the Aggie Park capital campaign, I do want to touch on that just a little bit. And so Bill went over this, but I'll touch on it again. The Mays Family Foundation match, that was received in February. We were making plans to announce it, and right at the time, all the work had been done to announce it, then COVID started hitting and the shutdown of the city began. So overall, it was great response from them. That was a grant request submitted in September, I believe, of last year. And I was able to stay in touch with David Green throughout that. We submitted some more information, had more meetings with him, and then received the response that we did. So match to go, $202,563 to get to that 1.6, as Bill said. So again, with COVID, the market reacting to the way it did, and there was a lot of fear for a little bit of that month of March, April. We've been able to do a good job of continuing to fundraise for the capital campaign. It's not been a very proactive approach, because we have been sensitive to what's been going on around us, and we realize that there are a number of people who have been affected very seriously financially, furloughed or unemployed, and so we're very conscious of that. We want to be sensitive during the time of COVID. I do want to take this time to thank all of the companies that have helped put the set of plans together and get us to where we are. And this group of people, we haven't said much about them this year. They are on the website. The recognition is on the website, but there was a lot of time put into getting the plans to where they are. B&A Architects, Rick Brindler, the owner over there, and Stephen Jackson, who's helped out. so much with so many things. C Engineering and Paul and the civil plans, Silver and Associates for the MEP plans. Robert Kistner stepped up and Eagle Drilling to do the soil samples for us that were needed for the civil and structural plans. Jim, thank you to Jim, who's here for the structural plans. Rock Engineering, who donated the as-builts. SPS Interior Design, someone who works with B&A. They helped with the interior design. They helped with the bathrooms and just picking out some of the details of the plans. And then Sarah Clinton Habee's wife, Sarah Sheminsky, she helped with the grant. She is a great writer. We sat down and it was really a joy to work with her to put that grant proposal together. And to me, it's a story of, you know, what we've been working on, what this club has been about. There's enough history. There's also enough about the present and then about the future and then the vision, what we're looking at for the next, 50 to 100 years of the club. So she helped, that was great. And then Concept Builders who've helped to just general consulting through the project, and Christian Gross, who's on our board. It's a family company, and they've been a great contributor to our events and fundraisers as well, and the capital campaign financially. So just wanted to say a big thank you to all those companies. And again, we are at the 1,190,000, almost 95,000. So getting there close to the $1.2 million mark. And then lastly, to make a plug for the end of the year giving, but also touch on our public charity designation that we started at the end of last year, and we got approval for this year. As a reminder, so we have been a private non-operating foundation since 1983 when the San Antonio A&M Club formed the San Antonio A&M Club Foundation. And it actually was, I think it was the end of 2018 was when I tried to apply for Amazon Smile and we were rejected, and I was not quite familiar with the regulations on Amazon Smile. Found out you have to be a public charity. That's the only public charity 501c3 designation they accept, no private foundations. So started looking at the end of 2018, and then at the very beginning of 2019, we had a donor who wanted to make a contribution through a donor advised fund and found out that was a limitation as well. So started looking into this, and it was a long process to make sure that this transition was going to be reviewed very thoroughly and that the right decision was going to be made, that the changes were going to be positive for us, and it turned out they were. Now as a public charity, still under the 501c3 designation, we can receive donor advised funds. We are registered with Amazon Smile, so if you like to order from Amazon, you can. You actually need to go to Amazon Smile, not Amazon, but there should be a link at the website, and we will have one up on our website very soon on how to do that. And when you purchase items through Amazon, there's a very small percentage of the sale that gets donated to the San Antonio A&M Club Foundation. And then lastly, employer matching contributions. There's a lot of companies out there that will not donate to private foundations, and USA would be one of those. We're now registered with a number of companies in town, very large companies, corporations. So if you know anybody who works for a company that does matching contributions, you will pass this along. We received a $2,500 donation earlier this year. That was then matched by an employer, so it became $5,000, and then that was matched by the Mays family. So we had $2,500 turn into $10,000. So that shows you what kind of benefit there is. And also the CARES Act, I mentioned earlier, $2 trillion in relief. One of the pieces of that legislation is actually allowing you to deduct up to $300 as an individual, even if you itemize your expenses. So if you're not familiar with tax rules and tax returns, most people don't itemize. They just don't have enough itemized expenses, and under the Trump administration, they increase the standard deduction. So no matter what, you can deduct $300 as an individual or $600 as a family or married couple filing jointly. That will be a tax deduction on your tax bill at the end of the year. So that information is also on our donation page on our website. And then if you'd like more information, IRS.org, CARES Act information, and of course you can consult a tax professional as well. So overall, just lots of great opportunities to take advantage of donations to the Santonian Club Foundation. Okay, any questions at this point, or I'll keep going and wrap this up?
I have a comment that I'd like to make more.
Okay.
Regarding the Christmas party.
Yes.
Bill and Logan, I think you should consider having the Christmas party for the outgoing board and the incoming board at Aggie Park. I think that would be healthy for the membership to recognize the need for great people, and certainly outgoing and incoming boards are great people. To pay for it, I think there are enough people in this room right now that would be glad to pay for that expense should it happen. Please consider it.
Okay. Thank you, Dick. We will consider that. I like that idea. Okay, and close to closing out here now, scholarships. We currently have 33 students on scholarships. That does include 2 students, one on a President's Endowed scholarship. That scholarship is from funds that was sent to Texas A&M back in the 80s. And it, like our Opportunity Award scholarship, is $12,000. That student, Travis Bird, class of 24, he receives $3,000 a year over 4 years. And the Sol Ross scholarship, I don't recall right now when that scholarship was established, but we do send, like I say, the scholarship committee makes recommendation, sends names to Texas A&M, and they manage that scholarship. So Texas A&M manages the Sol Ross and President's Endowed scholarship. But overall, our current students, there's 31 of them, class of 2021 through class of 2024. And then next year, we will add another 6. So in 2019, we raised enough funds for 8 scholarships. Again, that's $96,000. But planning ahead with the capital campaign, we looked and said, well, let's put 2 aside for use, to be used for the 2020 fundraiser 2020. We said we'd go back or forward. At this point where we are, it looks like we will use the 2 of the scholarships from last year for 2020. And then we also have some reserve funds that have built up in the scholarship account. And that is because we have used the Texas A&M endowment account that we have to put 2 students on scholarship. So we have funds in the scholarship endowment account for 4 scholarships. And the reason there's 5 there is because Mike Hedges has generously offered to donate 1 whole scholarship as well. So as of right now, the outlook is 6 that will be selected next year in 2021, 5 to be selected in 2022. Next year, when we get to 2021, and we're looking at a 6-month shutdown again, we're looking at 2 to 4 scholarships is what we can come out of 2021 with after going through construction. So again, that's a low number. But looking ahead from that year, if we can get through construction in 2021 and reopen in 2022, there's potential for us to be able to have 12 scholarships. And I say that because what we started working to build in 2018 and what we really got to in 2018 was a surplus that we've been aiming for. We had a great coaches night that year. Rentals did really well, and we had a $36,000 surplus that the board voted to put towards the capital campaign. 2019, last year, again, we raised $96,000 for scholarships while having an incredibly active and busy year with all the activities and capital campaign, and raising as much money as we did with the capital campaign last year as well. So there are some ways to look at last year saying we could have had a surplus as well. And that's what we're working to do. Part of the plan is when we looked at long-term, trying to take pressure off of the volunteers, raise more money, but do it in a more efficient way, and putting the building to use. We've looked at and said that that's one of the easiest ways. And you can see that from the history now since 2015 is how we've been able to use Aggie Park to help in fundraising and furthering our mission. So again, going back to 2022, my thought is if we are open all year after construction and football team's doing well like it is, I would expect a surplus in 2022. And maybe there is a way for us to look back and say, you know, the timing of these awards, it won't be until 2023 that the students from 2021 are selected, that maybe we put 8 to 2022's year and take an additional whatever surplus there is and pull it back to the year before. And the goal here is to just balance out the scholarship program to try and reach the 8 scholarship goal as best as possible, while at the same time maintaining everything else that we do, hitting all the other goals and objectives that we have. So that's the scholarship outlook. And then the last thing I'll say about that is this year was the second year that I did apply for the San Antonio Livestock and Exposition scholarship funds. We were denied. This year was the first time. We learned a lot. I got a lot of great help from people. Chris Skaggs, who works up at Texas A&M in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. He's endowed chair with that program. I've discussed this with him. We applied again. There's potential that next year we could have 2 scholarship funds for 2 more scholarships if that is granted in our second try. So overall, again, we're trying to balance everything best we can, hit all of our goals and objectives, and also continue to work hard for the scholarship program. So that wraps up the annual report and a quick outlook for 2021. And next year is our 100-year anniversary. That's a huge milestone. Rentals, right now, what we have on the books for the first 6 months before a planned shutdown again, it's $18,575. And there's actually $24,000 in rental events right now that are pending. They're not under contract, but it's in discussion. So overall, rentals are going okay. I do think after 2020 year, if we can get through this COVID, the vaccine comes out, and we can get to January and things are much better, then I do think you're going to see a lot of people who postponed or canceled their events from this year ready to gather in person. They're just waiting for it to be safe. Same with companies as well. I think once companies feel very strongly that their employees can gather again in person, they're going to be looking to do that. And then the events coming up, scholarship luncheon, we start the year with that. Lifetime members reception, we're planning on the end of January for that right now. Golf tournament will be in March. We set the date for that last week. I believe that was March 19th, but more news to come on that. Aggie Muster here at Aggie Park, April 21st, and then we do plan on having Feed the Band again. So that's just a quick outlook for 2021. And I want to say thank you, sponsors. We have a lot of great sponsors that support this club. Mike Bolner, Fiesta Brand, Bolner Spices, Randall Rossler, Rebecca Creek, they've been sponsors for a very long time. Shiner Beers, they've helped us out in recent years very much. And I added Cold Fire Signs. Aggie owned the sign company that helped us with the golf tournament and sporting clays event this year. There are a lot of other event sponsors, but these are the ones that we highlight that help us through the year. Whenever we approach them and ask for donation, they never turn us down. They're always there to help out. And then lastly, just a huge thank you to everybody who's helped out to get us through this challenging year. Mary for all of her great work and flexibility with the adjusted hours that we've had this year. And I will say too, a big thank you to Abra. Some of you might not know yet, but she's not with us anymore. She made a decision to be full-time mom and teacher to her kids back in August with the adjustments that were needed for schooling and virtual learning. So she's teaching her kids, both of her sons. And I know Abra really well. I know things are going great. I can tell you that. I've known her husband since 7th grade, and so they're a great family. But a big thank you to her as well for the work that she's put in. She came on at the end of 2016, and then volunteers and all the events, the Aggie Park Barbecue Golf Tournament, all the events that we've had this year have gone so smoothly, thanks to all the help. And then the board members, all the board members that have helped out in every way. There's so much time and effort and energy that's put in by so many people to help this organization to get us to where we are. And lastly, again, just a really big thank you to Bill for his service and leadership this year. He's been great and really just the person we needed to help us get through COVID this year. So again, thank you very much, Bill, for your leadership. And that's all I've got. So anybody have any more questions? I know that was a lot to cover. Yes, Jen? The Mays Foundation, is there a chance of extending that? We have talked with them about extending it. We're pushing, hopefully we can close it out by the end of December. I know it's coming up really fast, but we'd like to try and get the match this year. But we believe that we'll be able to continue it past this year. Jose?
On the Aggie and again, great product, great production of Aggie. Are we still, I guess, for the advertisements, is there any income off of that, or?
We do. The Alamo Aggie we've been building it up over the years, and we've got some really good ads in there and ad revenue coming in. And I'll have to look back because that's something the ads typically renew this time of year, so that's what we're going to be working on here soon. But the Alamo Aggie is almost profitable on its own. And I say that's if you look at the true expenses and then the ad revenue. I do think the Alamo Aggie is actually very profitable just because of the revenue that comes in outside of the ads. Is the Alamo Aggie helps us pull in membership dues. It helps us promote events, sell tickets to events, and more donations, that kind of thing. So the Alamo Aggie is profitable. We're working to get the ads up to cover the full expense of that. Yes, Jim.
If I go back to our bottom line expenses and income, and as I understand, we have $500,000 of income and $200,000 of expenses. Now, what is left is that taking your expenses away from the income.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have left to build this $2 million addition? If you're spending the money that you're taking in expenses, take it away from that. The bottom line for the capital improvement to the building is very minimal. So are we living off of the funds that were designated to put into brick and mortar?
No.
So no, to answer your question, no. So this is just a simple profit and loss, income, expenses. We do make adjustments. So we are living off of operating funds, if you will. And that's what we do every year. So the number that's $2,399.80, $2,400. That is operating revenue. So we have earned, it's a very small amount, but we have earned a small amount of revenue for operations this year. The capital campaign donations are completely restricted. When those come in, those get put aside and they do not get used. The same with Aggie Park endowment donations and the scholarship endowment donations. Those are restricted. So that's on the side. It does not get put to use. I hope that answers the question. Any other questions? All right. Well, then that wraps up my annual report. Just again, thank you. Thank you for showing up. We're glad to have people back here at Aggie Park. We're hoping to get back to normal again very soon, and we look forward to 2021 and hope you have a great and safe holiday season. So thank you.